This conference will now be
What
recorded.
we are doing, all are full stack developers only, right? సో మన రోల్ ఏంటి, అసలు ఏంటి, అసలు కథ ఏంటి అనేది మనం చూడాలి. బిఫోర్ దట్ ఐ విల్ స్టార్ట్ ద రికార్డింగ్. ఐ స్టార్ట్ ఫైన్. So today we will understand what is full stack application. Okay. So full stack application and what is our role? What is our role in it? So what I'll do directly, I will take a real-time example. Okay, so I'll take a small real-time example so that you will have a clarity what I'm going to talk about. Okay. So real application. So full stack application in real time, or I can say real time use case. Okay. So generally we use this word real time use case means where we are going to use them, where we are going to use them, right? Now let's talk about a normal student who is checking the result. Okay. So what generally a student will do when he want to check his results? He will open an app. Yes or no? What he will do? He will open a app. He'll open an app or a website. Okay. So he'll open an app and he will enter his hall ticket number. Yes or no? What he will do? He will enter his hall ticket number and say submit. And say what? Submit. Okay. So what is the name of the real-time use case? Sir? The name of the real-time use case is checking the result. Checking the result. The student checking the result. So here is the student. That student logged into a web page or logged into a app. Okay, and he said hall ticket number 45678. And what happens once he says submit? Once he says submit, what happens? Now that is what user knows to say submit. From there, our job starts. Our job starts from where? From the user click. From the user click. First thing, you have given the user the interface, right? So this interface we call it as user interface. What you have given to the user first of all? The user interface. Okay. In short, we call it as UI. What you have given to the user first as a full stack developer? What is the first responsibility? To give him a interface to log in, to give his all ticket number. So you have given him a interface. You have given him or not? Yes or no? Yes? Okay. Now how will I give? That is the second part of the story. First part of the story is what you have given. You have given a user interface where the user has entered his details. Yes. Now this is overall a system. This is overall what it is called? It is a system. So we call it as client system. What we call it as? Client system. Client. Client is not you or a student. Student is just a user. Student is just a user. Client is the system. Client is the system wherein the user interface is developed. Client is a system. Try to understand my points. Client is a system where the user interface is developed. Clear or not? Yes or no? Okay. Now, once the user clicks on submit, now what happens is a request will be processed. What will be processed? A request will be processed. What happens once the user says submit? A request is processed. Yes? Okay. As the request is processed, that request reaches the server system. The request reaches whom? Reaches the server system. That request reaches which system? That request reaches the server system. Getting my point? Yes or no? Where the request is reaching? Reaching the server system. From where? From the client. From the client system, the request is reaching the server. Is that clear? Yes? Okay. Now, what is the responsibility of the server? The responsibility of the server is to take request, process the request, and give back the response. Generate what? Generate response. Generate, take the request, process the request, and generate the response back to the client. Generate the response back to the client. Now, as a UI developer, you have to make the response reach the user through what? Through the client system only, through the UI only, through the UI only. Getting my point? Okay. Now, for example, you gave this 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It reached the server. What server will do? Server will contact the database. Server will contact whom? The database. Server will contact the database. What database will contain generally? Database will contain the data. Database will contain the data. So all ticket number, subject 1 mark, subject 2 marks, subject 3 marks. Okay, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So in subject 148, subject 152, subject 360. Okay, so what happens now? The server takes the request. Second part is what? Process the request. Processing means what? Go to the database, fetch the data, and give back the response. Give back the response to the user. So what he will get? He will get the result. He will get the result. So what result he will get? Result, his all ticket number, his marks, and everything he will get as a part of the answer. Yes or no? Now the result is with the user. This whole process is full stack application. How sir? How it is full stack application? Now we just understood the outline. What is the outline? Client will be there. In the client we have the user interfaces. Server will be there. In the server also you have some controls, right? And the database will be there where we will have the data. Three things: client, server, and the database. Generally, people call it as front end and back end. Who is front end, sir? All client is the front end. All client is the front end, and the database, the server, and everything are called as the back end. Who sit in the front end? Who will sit in the back end? That we need to check out. So, in the front end, you will have the technologies such as HTML, CSS, JavaScript, okay, Bootstrap, Angular, JS, and React. Okay, so what we will be doing? We will be learning this as a part of our UI development. A full stack developer must be not super in all this, but he has to know. He has to know. So he's like an all rounder. So all rounder means, in cricket, you should not be. I mean, you may not be the quickest bowler. You may not be the quickest batsman, 20 balls, 50 runs batsman. No. So you may not be the quickest fielder, but you should know everything. He's an all rounder. Yes, he may not be perfect in everything, but he can do everything. He can do everything. So whenever team requires, he can bat well. Whenever team requires, he can field well. Whenever team requires, he can bowl well. Yes or no? Getting my point? So somebody may be perfect in batting all rounder. Somebody may be perfect in bowling all rounder. Fielding how anyhow everyone will do. So your role is also like a all rounder. You may not be perfect in everything, but you should have knowledge on everything. That is why this is the second largest payment or salaried. uh, course. First is data science and AI. Second one is full stack development. Yes. For data science and AI, freshers not allowed. So that is why course is in full demand. Yes, sir. Okay. So what you are going to do in the front end? In the front end, what you are going to do? You are going to develop the applications using what? Using what? Using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap. No jQuery. jQuery is outdated. No one is using it. So Bootstrap, Angular JS, and React JS. Why are these many? I should know. HTML and CSS are the technologies which are the base. Which are the base. HTML is the base, literally. So CSS will do some styling to that. JS will give some dynamism. JS will give some dynamism. Bootstrap again dynamism or more CSS styling. Bootstrap is for more styling, more uh, what do you call a framework for styling, right? And again, AngularJS and React.js are extensions for the JavaScript, more dynamism. Yes, program kind of dynamism. All that will be there in these things. Okay, so we'll go in depth of everything. So here, Bootstrap is the front end framework. Bootstrap. Okay, so React is the frameworks. So why we call it as frameworks, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what is the difference between technology and framework. That also I'll tell you. Okay, so HTML, CSS, these are the technologies, right? So again, this Bootstrap is like a framework. Okay, why I tell you, and then so this is all front end. Now coming to the back end. In back end, what are there? Server and the database. So for example, Java people are here and Python people are here. So Java people will work on servlets, JSP. Okay, so they'll work on Hibernate. They'll work on Spring Boot. So what are all these? These are the technologies and these are the frameworks again. I'll tell you the difference I told you. So these are the things that are controlling the back end. Controlling the back end. So they are responsible for what I told you. Taking the request, processing the request, sending back the response. Who are responsible in Java? Servlet, JSP, Hibernate, Spring Boot. So these are responsible. Now coming to the Python part. So you have only one tool, only one framework, which is Django. So Django is responsible for that. In the morning you have seen web server. Okay, so that's same. We are running the server. When we are running the server means we are making an application to give the request. We are taking that request, we are processing that request, and we are giving back the response. Right? So that is all server based technologies and frameworks. And coming to the database, like you have Oracle database, okay, so you have MySQL database, so you have DB2, so you have MongoDB. What are all these? All these are the databases. All these are the databases. Okay, so the data will be there. Now, what the server will do? Server or what your Java programs and Python programs will do? They will fetch that data. Coding, all coding only, nothing else. Yes, understanding. So throughout your course, what are you learning? Learning Java. Sir, where is core Java? Sir? Core Java will not be helpful in server creation and all. But core Java knowledge is helpful in working with servlets, JSP, Hibernate, Spring Boot, and all. Core Java is a basis, no? So without that base, you cannot learn all this. Yes, getting my point. So that codes also will be there, but servlet code, JSP code, Hibernate, see, basics will be the same. So suppose if you are doing PhD and you are writing a thesis, are you using anything other than A to Z? You are writing a thesis. Are you using anything other than A to Z? I'm writing a big essay. Am I using anything other than A to Z? A to Z only I'll use, no? So same thing. So I'm creating servlets, I'm creating Hibernate, I'm creating Spring Boot, I'm creating Django. Django needs Python basics. Okay. Servlet, JSP, Hibernate, Spring Boot need Java basics. Who will give that basics? For Java will give that basics. It is as simple as that. Getting my point? Is that
Sir, sir, your voice is not audible, sir.
hello? Can you hear me now? Yeah. I want to
Yes, sir.
reply.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So so let us continue with the things. So I was talking about the difference between programs, technology, and frameworks. Programs, technology, and frameworks. Okay. So throughout your course, you will be learning programs, you will be learning technologies, and you will be learning frameworks. Right? Okay. Whenever I say programs, Okay, I'll start with a simple example. Whenever I say programs, it's like giving you uh, all raw materials, giving you all raw materials, and I'm asking you to build a toy. So you should start from the scratch. Yes, what I'm asking you, I'm asking you to build a toy by giving you all the raw materials, all the raw materials. Yes or no? Means start from the beginning. Start from the beginning. Yes. So in program we generally have tokens, variables, constants, classes, objects. I'm giving you everything, and I'm asking you to create programs, or asking you to write programs from the scratch. Right? Everything you have to do. My point is clear? Okay. Now coming to the technology. I'll give you some ready-made things. Like I give you head, toy head, toy hands, toy legs. Okay? And I'll ask you to arrange them in a right order. Means what I'm giving you? I'm giving you bits and pieces. I'm giving you what? Bits and pieces. Yes? Am I clear? Okay. Frameworks means I'm giving you a die. Simple. I'm giving you a toy die. Everything is created. I'm giving you a toy die. What you have to do? You have to create a toy with that die. You can have your colors. You can have your colors. You can have your customization. Getting my points? Yes or no? So I will give you some tools. I'll give you some tools. Everything will be ready. What you have to do? You have to customize with your ideas. Is that clear? Programs means all raw materials. Everything I'll give you like scattered, right? You have to arrange everything. Head you have to create, hands you have to create, legs you have to create. Everything you have to create by your own. Simply core Java. Core Java means I will not be giving you anything. So I will be giving you all tokens. So this is variable. This is this. This is this. I will be telling you, and you will have to create programs. Loops. These are loops. Okay. Coming to technology like servlets, JSP. Okay. So you have so many things in Python also. So what I will be doing, I will be giving, yes, this is there. So this you can use to create this. This you can use to connect with the database. This you can use HTML, CSS also like that only. I have some tags. So this tag is there. You use it and create this. You use this and create this. I will be training you like that. In frameworks, what I will be giving, so all the things will be there. Programs will be there. Technologies will be there. Everything will be there. Everything will be there. You have to create your own projects. Suppose you three people are working on a bank project. You can use the same framework. You two people are working on sales project. You can use the same framework. You have to do your own bank customization. They have to do their own bank customization. They have to do their own bank customization. I mean, their own project customization. Am I clear? So that is the difference between frameworks, technology, and programs. So HTML, CSS, these are the technologies. Spring Boot, Django, these are the frameworks. Everything there. So today morning, as I've told you, in Django, what you were doing? Were you creating any programs? Everything was there. No, all the files and everything were ready. What you are doing? You are just clicking that file, updating that file. That's it. Means you are customizing. What you are doing? Customizing. Frameworks will make you customize the things. Frameworks will make you what? Customize the thing. Technologies will make you what? Use the things. Use the things too. So that is like you are doing semi. So this is okay. In simple words, if I will say this is unfinished, okay, and this is semi-finished, and this is fully finished. Fully finished product. I'm giving you everything. Die I'm giving you. So you can create your own toy. It is as simple as that. Understood? So now whenever you talk about frameworks with your friends, whenever you talk about technology with your friends, whenever you talk about programs with your friends, you should keep these things in mind. Is that understood? Yes or no? So that's what is the difference between programs, technology, and frameworks. So you need to know what framework you are using, what technology you are using, what programs you are using. So we start our journey of UI with which technology? HTML technology. So now I'm not asking you to go from the start. I'm asking you to go from a stage. So semi-finished stage. Semi-finished stage means everything is there. You have to use them and create your own pages. Your own pages. So who will help me in that? The tags and the attributes will help. Okay. So but before all that, I would like to introduce HTML programming. So what we are going to start today? HTML programming. So the first question always comes to mind is HTML a programming language? So HTML programming I'm writing means you might be thinking that it's a programming language, but the answer is no. The answer is no. HTML is not a programming language. HTML is not a programming language. HTML programming I might have written there because anyhow I'm using codes, no. So that is why I may say I may call it as programming, but it is not a language for developing the programs like Java or Python. It is like a scripting language. So HTML programming is like a scripting language, which is used for what? Which is used for developing the web pages. Which is used for developing what? Web pages. Yes or no? Getting my point? Okay. What is the first point that I can make out here? It is a scripting language. It is which language? Scripting language used for what? Developing the web pages. Developing what? Web pages. Okay, so web pages. What we are going to develop using HTML? Web pages. Yes, it is a base. It is a base for developing the web pages. It is a base for developing which pages, sir? Web pages. Yes, and it is a scripting language. Okay, it uses tags and their attributes. It uses what? Tags and their attributes. Okay, for development of web pages. What they use? Tags and their attributes. What they use? Tags and their attributes. Is that clear? Full form is not important. Why that full form came is important. Full form everyone knows. Then why you are calling it as hypertext and markup language? That is important. Okay, right. So what are important for me? What are important for me? Full form is important, or why full form came? That is important. Why full form came? That is important. Okay. HTML stands for what? Hypertext. Hmm. Just now you told me markup language. And if somebody is asking you what is HTML, don't just say full form. So try to tell them that HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and it is used for developing the web pages. The web pages using HTML are developed by using the tags and attributes. Using what? Tags and attributes. Is that clear? Yes or no? Okay. Now, now we talk about why it is called hypertext and why it is called markup. Okay. So why it is called hypertext and why it is called markup language. Okay. So, so generally now I am writing some text in the page, right? Now what is this text? It's a normal text. Now the same text, if it appears in browser or in apps, we call it as hypertext because that text can contain links. That text can, that browser, that web page can contain images. That web page can contain tables. Yes or no? So will you get all those things while you write? Yes or no? Will you get the tables and everything when you write that links? At least table you can say I will just draw. But links will you get? Images will you get? No. So that is why it is called hypertext. What is why it is called hypertext? You understood now? Why it is called hypertext? Because it contains links, tables, okay, so lists, so many other things, images. There are many more things that we will be learning. Is that clear? Okay. It is termed as hypertext. It is termed as hypertext since it is it is so it develops the web pages using what? Using links, lists, tables, forms, images, etc. Got it? Etc. Definitely, so many are there. Yes. So some of them which are easy to remember, that's why I wrote them. You have links, or you can say hyperlinks. You have list, collection of elements. You have tables, collection of rows and column, forms where you can give the input, images, the figures that you have. Yes. Okay. Next, we will be talking about markup. So why it is called markup, sir? It is a markup language as it has tags and attributes. So what are tags? What are attributes? We will come to know. It has tags and attributes. It's totally developed using tags and attributes only. Now you understood why it is called hypertext markup language. Markup because it is developed on totally based on the tags and attributes. Hypertext because it is developed using. Its content is all links, list, not normal text. That is why we are saying hypertext. Is that clear? Okay. The first thing that we need to understand here is tags in HTML. I will not waste any time, theory, history, who created it, all that is waste for me. Why all that? Directly programming, that is important. Okay. First day, all theories are all no. First day, we will write our first program. That is our goal. Okay. So tags in HTML, no history, which year it came, all that not required. So you should know only one thing, which version is going on now. Fifth version is going. HTML5 is going on. HTML 5.0.2 something. So 5 is a standard version. Okay, so 5 standard version is going on now. So that you should know. That's it. Because in resume you can write HTML5, right? Okay. So tags in HTML. A a tag is a component of HTML used for developing the web pages. Developing what? Web pages. Okay. So what is the syntax of the tag? Okay. So syntax. So okay, before going to the syntax of the tags, I want to tell you tags are of two types actually. Tags can be of two types. Tags can be of two types. What are they, sir? First one is paired tag. What is the first one? Paired tag. Okay. Second one is going to be unpaired tag. First one is going to be what? Paired tag. Second one is going to be what? Unpaired tag. Paired tag, unpaired tag. Pairing. Pairing means what? It should have opening and closing. Opening tag, closing tag. Unpaired tag means only opening, no need of closing. Or you can put only closing, no need of opening, like that. Some will support this and that also, right? Okay, I'll write the points. paired tag, the tags that have opening and closing tags. Okay, opening and closing tags. So syntax. So what is the syntax, sir? Syntax is going to be like this. You use angular brackets. What do you use? Angular brackets. Tag name followed by the content of the tag. Content of the tag and say tag name. Got it? You have the opening tag also, you have the closing tag also, or ending tag also. Start tag, end tag, you can call that way also. Okay, is that clear? Okay. Now, when we talk about unpaired tags, the tags that may have opening or closing. So that also possible and this also possible. Yes? Okay. Example I'll show you, don't worry. Okay, so syntax. So something like tag name. Okay, so sometimes you can put the content and put the tag name. Okay, or you can put the content so content and you can put a slash. Content can be here, content can be there, it's not a problem. So content can be on the right side, content can be on the left side, wherever you want you can have. Or I'm saying or content slash tag name. So I'll show you the example today itself so that you can understand. Yes. So this is about tags. So before the first program, this is important. And there are other categories of tags also that I'll tell you later. So for today, we will write our first program based on this idea. Okay? Okay. Always remember one thing. HTML is not a strict language. Case sensitivity, if you miss one tag, if you miss the closing tag, so it is not so strict. It is not so strict. So it is easy going language, right? It's like social teacher in your school. Social teacher or science teacher who will be very free. Social teachers only, generally. Okay, maths teachers never. So Java, Python, these are like math science teachers. They are very strict. But when you talk about HTML, it is like social teacher, PT sir. PT sir. Every school PT sir is so free, no? So like that. He is like PT sir. So not very strict. But still, we will maintain some standards. Okay? Right. So one more thing very important here is the file extension. The file extensions of the HTML are .html or .htm. Okay. We will create. So before we go today, we will create one file and go. So we'll use Notepad for today. Tomorrow we will install Visual Studio. What will install? Visual Studio. So it is a standard for developing the web pages. Easy one, lightweight one. Okay, so from tomorrow you should get your laptops, right? So you should get your laptops. You should work it here only. Yes, work it here. It will be easy. When you work it here, it will be easy. I'll show you how we can make it easy because HTML, this like you'll have lots of lines of codes. I'll show you some ways where you can make it easy, make it fun. Okay, make it easy, make it fun. So bring your laptops tomorrow so that I can make you install Visual Studio and we can run the programs right away. Yes. Okay. So creating web pages using Notepad. Using Notepad and run on the browser. Run on the browser. So today we are doing this only one time. From tomorrow we'll do it in Visual Studio, right? Okay. So first open the Notepad.
What you have to do, sir? Open the notepad. Okay. So I will open the notepad, right? So opening notepad and all, I think it is easy stuff, but still I will just give you idea. So notepad, print the screen. Okay. So notepad app. So how you are opening the notepad. So these things you know, but still. Okay. So notepad. So open the notepad and type your program. Okay. So I'll just use plus. Okay. So I'll type the program. So first thing that I need to do always is use the document type. Use the document type. Okay. So first tag I am going to use is the doc type. Doc type HTML. So this is like giving information to that particular software browser. Okay. So that browser, okay, you have to move it. కొంచెం but కొంచెం disturb చేస్తే it will be totally disturbed. కొంచెం. Okay, I think problem with the projection only. Okay, what I will do here is I will make it like this. Yeah, fine. So doc type HTML, right? Okay, so doc type HTML. Doc type HTML, what this tag will tell you? This tag will tell you that I am going to have a document type of HTML. It is optional. It is optional. It is not compulsory. So, but literally where the HTML file will start, it is HTML. Where it is starting? HTML tag. So this is officially the first tag. This is like telling you the information. It's telling you the information. Okay. HTML. HTML is a parent tag, we say. What is the parent tag? HTML, the start tag of every HTML document. And HTML is a paired tag. HTML. HTML is a paired tag. You need an opening tag, you need a close. That is why it is called as a paired tag. Okay. Inside HTML, I will have head tag. Which tag? Head tag. So head is also a paired tag. It is also a paired tag. HTML, HTML, paired tag. So you need opening and closing. I told you it is a parent. No, it's a parent means first tag and the last tag should be HTML. Last tag is the closing tag. First tag is the opening tag. Okay. So head. So okay, one more thing I need to correct it here. So this should be like this, not like this. Okay. Right. Small correction. So now going back to this head, and inside head you put the information which is required at the time of loading the page. At the time of loading the page. So for now, I will have only title of the page. What I will have? Title of the page. Okay, so title, right? Title, something like my first UI app, something like that. So title is also paired tag. Now one more thing here is title is the child of the head. Title is the child of the head. Try to understand these little things. Very much useful later. So head, all the other tags are the children of HTML. Now title is the direct child of the head. Means title is under the head simply. Is that clear? Now title will not be the content. Title will not be the content. So title only will come up as the name of the page, as the name of the page. Is that clear? Now, where will be the contents are then? Content will be inside the body. Content will be what? Inside the body. Okay. Font size I can decrease a little bit. Okay. Right. So body. Got it? Yes. So where should be the content? The content should be inside the body. Again, body is a paired tag. Body is a paired tag, right? Okay. So inside this, I will just write welcome to the UI classes. Right? Just one line. Welcome to the UI classes. Full stop. And I'll use my first unpaired tag, BR. BR is break tag. BR is what? Break. For break. For break, for line break, we use it. For next line means the control will come to the next line. So it will give a break. The control will give, the browser will give a break. So the control, the text will start from the next line. Means, for example, if I am giving here, right? Now, what happens with hope you enjoy the next classes? That will come in the next line. Again, I'll use BR. BR I can use it like this also, no? Right? It is not a paired tag. So don't think that this is pair. This is unpaired tag. This is unpaired tag. Okay. So again break. Okay. Right. So hope you enjoy the classes. UI will be fun. Right. Full stop. Done. Is that clear? Now what we created? We created which file? HTML file. We created which file? HTML file. Okay. So opening Notepad. Okay. Develop the code. Develop the code. So code explanation I have done. I will not write what is doc HTML, HTML. I will not write. I am not a spoon feeder. Okay. I am not going to spoon feed you all the things. So if you still want that information, watch the video. Okay. I'll put that video and put that in your group also. Okay. Next, 3. Saving. Saving is important. You have to save this file, no? Save the file as name.html. Name.html. Okay, so page name. Page name.html. So page name, any name you can use, right? Or page name.html or page name.html. Anything you can. Okay, so page name can be anything. Page name can be anything related to the content of the web page, related to the content of the web page. So page name can be anything which is related to the content of the web page. For example, our content is intro page. What is our page? Intro. So I will say intro.html. What I'll save it as? Intro.html. So I will save this as what? Intro.html. What I'm saving this as? Intro.html. So how to save? Okay, I think these things are simple and easy. Go to save as. Yeah, somebody is watching TV at home and listening to the class. Good. Entertainment from education. Okay, so save as. Okay, so save as. You click on save as. Offline people don't have that flexibility, no? No, sir, you put half TV and half this. That will be great. Okay. Okay, so I will select one folder. Now, for example, I am selecting one folder. Okay, I'll name that folder as UI. So generally, I'll put UI at 12 noon. UI at 12 noon. And what I will save it as? Intro.html. Intro.html. So intro.html. So now it is saved as which page? Intro.html. So where it got saved, it got saved in the folder which I just created. So intro.html. So where it got created, sir? It got created over here. Yes. So where I saved it? I saved it in train recruit UI12. So if you want, you can create this folder. You can create this folder, right? Watch the video how to create the folder. Okay, so create the folder under this train recruit. So all the class I'll keep generally in train recruit. So UI12, UI130, Python 9, Python 4. So like that, I created a folder for this also. And what is this file? HTML file, or you can say HTML document. What you can say? HTML document, HTML page, web document. Names can be anything. Now the next question is opening it. Okay, so execute or open intro.html in a browser. In a browser. My default browser is Edge, so that is why you are seeing that Edge symbol. If your default browser is Chrome, you can see Chrome symbol. Yes, any browser can open it. Any browser can open the HTML file, right? So what you can do, sir, simply you can go to that file, just double click it. That's it. Done. No styles, nothing. Just a simple web page you have created. Just a simple web page you have created. Yes. Just a simple web page you have created. So what that web page is telling me? That web page is telling me that you open it in a browser. That's it. Just you double click it. What you got here? Title, no? What is this? Body. Yes or no? What is this? Title. What is this? Body. Is that clear? Now, are you seeing HTML tag, head tag, title tag here? No. They are just the things I gave you. What? I gave you legs, I gave you hand. Technology I told, no. So what you did? You created your own page. You created your own toy. Am I clear? Am I clear with technology meaning? So technology is there with you. What technology is there? HTML technology is there. HTML technology is giving you tags and attributes. How to use attributes? Later story. So I gave you tags. What are the tags I gave you? HTML tag, title tag, that tag, this tag, body tag. I told you, I gave you the tags. You put your content. You have kept your content. Getting my point? Yes. So this is how we create our first HTML page. This is the hardest way, I should say. Why is the hardest way? Opening a notepad, doing in notepad and opening in browser and all. Hardest way. But easiest way to understand the topic basically. Yes. So tomorrow we will install Visual Studio and you can see the magic of Visual Studio which will make it easy for you. Okay, you don't have to hard code the things. All the help you will get from the Visual Studio only. Yes, so that thing we will do. Hope you understood today's session. Anyone having any doubts, any question, you can ask me, no problem. Okay, so if you have any other doubts like after the class and all, I'll put the video, I'll put the notes also. I'll create a group and I'll put the uh, post in that. Okay, and I'm also maintaining a YouTube channel, so wherein you can have all your lessons under a playlist. I'll create a playlist, day 1, day 2, day 3. You can watch it out. Okay, right. Okay. Break. Line break. This is. So this is break. Br slash. Close it tag. That also you can use. No, this is not opening and closing. This is different. ఇది different. ఇది ఏంటి అంటే అన్పేర్ ట్యాగ్ ని ఇలా అయినా యూస్ చేయొచ్చు, ఇలా అయినా యూస్ చేయొచ్చు. బోత్ ఆర్ సేమ్. బిర్యానీ ఫ్రమ్ ప్యారడైజ్ ఆర్ బహార్, సేమ్ థింగ్, no? Right. Only small flavor difference. That's it. Okay. Right. Okay. Thank you. We will meet tomorrow with much more information. Thank you so much.
Sir?